let's jump right in. Today, we're going to unpack a really timeless story, a parable that honestly feels more relevant now than ever before. It's a super simple tale about a king, a farmer, and a giant stone in the middle of the road. But as you'll see, hidden inside is this incredibly powerful lesson about how we can turn life's biggest headaches into its greatest rewards.
So I want you to just let this question sink in for a minute, because it is the absolute heart of everything we're talking about today. What if that one thing you're avoiding, that problem you keep complaining about, what if it's actually a treasure chest just waiting for you to open it? Let's see how our story answers that.
So our story kicks off with a king who decides to conduct this, you could call it a little social experiment. He's not really looking for scientific data or anything. Nope. He wants to test the character, the mindset of his people in a way that's super direct and out in the open for everyone to see. And he does this on purpose. He picks a really busy road, a main artery of the kingdom where pretty much everyone, from the richest merchants to the most humble workers, would have to pass by. And he puts this huge boulder right smack in the middle of it. The obstacle is, it's impossible to ignore. It's a massive, frustrating problem put there by design, just to see who would do what. Okay, so who comes along first? You guessed it, it's the kingdom's wealthiest people, the courtiers and merchants. The folks with all the influence and all the resources. And their reaction is, it's probably exactly what you'd expect. And doesn't this just sound so familiar? They see the problem and boom, immediately, all their energy goes into complaining. They blame the king, they talk about how nobody maintains the roads anymore, but do they do anything to solve the actual problem? Nope, not a thing. They just walk around it and leave that giant inconvenience for the next person to deal with. But then, someone else comes along. Not a rich courtier, but a simple farmer, probably exhausted after a long day of work. And he sees the exact same stone, the exact same problem, but his approach, it couldn't possibly be more different. And this slide just lays it out so perfectly. These are the two fundamental mindsets we can bring to any challenge, right? The courtiers, they saw the inconvenience and their whole focus was on assigning blame. But the farmer, he saw a problem, and his focus immediately went to the solution. His attitude wasn't whose fault is this, it was, okay, how do we fix this? It's all about responsibility versus complaint.
So here's the really cool part. We can actually break down what the farmer did into a kind of repeatable formula. First, he saw the obstacle for what it was. Simple. Second, he took personal responsibility for it, even though he definitely wasn't the one who put it there. Third, he applied real focused effort. And as we're about to find out, that final step, that leads directly to uncovering a hidden reward.
And let's be clear, this was hard, grueling work. The story says he put every single ounce of his strength into moving that thing. You can almost feel the strain, right? The pushing, the sweating, the pure exhaustion. But he just refused to give up. He committed and he pushed and strained against that dead weight until finally it moved. It rolled right out of the road. So as he's wiping the sweat from his brow, just getting ready to go on his way, something catches his eye. Right there in the dirt, in the exact spot where the rock used to be, something was there. Something that was completely hidden a minute ago. Because right there, beneath the obstacle, lay the opportunity. And what was it? It was a pouch, just stuffed with gold coins. And next to it, there was a note from the king himself. The note basically said that the gold was a reward for the one person who had the initiative and the work ethic to clear the path for everybody else. The treasure wasn't just found by accident, it was earned through action.
So what is this story really trying to tell us? I mean, it's obviously not just about finding literal gold under a rock. The King's Test is a metaphor for a much, much deeper truth about life, about how we grow and how we make progress.
This right here, this is the core message of the entire parable. You know, we often think of obstacles as things that get in our way, things that block our path. But this story totally reframes that idea. It suggests that confronting and overcoming the obstacles, well, that is the path. The struggle itself is what builds us and moves us forward.
So let's translate this into our world right now. The stone, that's any challenge in your life. A tough project at work, a difficult conversation you need to have, a new skill that you just can't seem to get the hang of. And the gold, that's the strength, the wisdom, the opportunity you get from pushing through it. It's that confidence, that new skill, that deeper self-awareness that you can only get by facing the friction. And the path, well, that's your life's journey, built not by dodging problems, but by developing the character to solve them.
So we end right back where we started, but now with a totally new perspective. I want you to take a real look at your own life. That thing you've been walking around, complaining about, maybe hoping someone else will deal with. What if that is the very thing holding your reward? This story is asking us to stop seeing our obstacles as burdens and to start seeing them for what they really are, opportunities, just waiting for someone with the courage to move them.